Here we go. Hey, everybody, welcome to another episode of Staffing Sharks Review It. We are only less than 96 hours away from Miami Beach. I'm here with my friends Ashley and Steve from Tracker. What's up, guys?
Hey, how's it going?
Hey.
Good. I am pumped. How about you guys? Are you ready to go to Miami or what?
I don't know if it's going to beat the weather we're having here in Pittsburgh, but I guess we'll put up with it.
Yeah, I'd say, coming from St. Louis, I'm definitely glad to be getting down south.
Awesome. Exactly. It's exciting because you guys have a booth there at 324. So, I don't want to waste any time, Ashley and Steve. We're just going to jump into this. So you guys have this robust ATS CRM system. Let's just deep dive in and tell me a little bit about what's going on with it.
Absolutely. We've been around since 2005, but it's really been the last 2-3 years that we've really started expanding the product, listening to what our customers are saying and growing. So we're seeing a huge trajectory. Our next 2 sprints are really focused on closing around 2 very specific pillars. So some executive search functionality, as well as in H2, we're looking at more back office robustness to kind of go after more of that light industrial market. So that's kind of that's our high level roadmap right now, but we're pumped.
I love it. And there's one thing on your site I see all the time, cost effective. I just got to throw that out there. So what do you mean by that?
Well, we have a solution where, we pride ourselves on having a system where all the parts talk to each other. You're not dealing with, this ATS having to talk to this CRM with this marketing platform and this, it's one robust system. So you inevitably save money because you're not having to buy like 15 different apps. And also you're saving tons of headaches because you're not having to worry about, is this syncing with this and that kind of thing. So, coming from, I was marketing director for 2 different healthcare recruiting firms. And that was the biggest headache. Nothing ever synced up. Nothing ever really talked to each other. So when I discovered Tracker and started working with the guys here, I was like, holy cow, why didn't I know about this back then? So I think, that's a real differentiator. And I think just getting that out has been kind of my mission since I started with Tracker.
Exactly. And Steve, what's your take on all this, man?
Yeah, I think to Ashley's point on all the different solutions, whether it be the applicant tracking functionality, the sales CRM, marketing, lead generation, and reporting all in one system, 2 things come to mind, and it's insights and adoption. And, when I'm talking to leaders of organizations, they're always looking for insights into their firm, how their firm can grow and get to the next level. But along with that comes with adoption of the tools that they're using. So if you're trying to run reporting on your firm and, getting understanding of what's your marketing cost and expense and the different avenues that you're doing there, what are the best job boards that you're posting on, and, what's your time to fill and how that all ties together, that's the power behind that Tracker solution, is that all of the information is under one environment so that when executives are looking for those insights, they can really pull them together within the platform.
I love that. And one thing I always tell people, when you buy an ATS system, you want to buy it for longevity. Trust me, I've been through 3 transformations to data. That's why I got silver in my hair, Steve and Ashley, man. That stuff is brutal. And I'm sure you tell customers all the time that, you know what, so many times they're like, well, I just want to go small and then go bigger later. How do you counterpart that? You got to tell them right off the bat, don't waste your time with that.
Yeah, I think to your point there is that, the buzzword in the industry for so many years now has been digital transformation. But what does that really mean? And for many organizations, I think they find themselves in a position where they know where they want to go, but maybe they've acquired a firm, they've acquired some different technologies along the road, and now they have, kind of that Frankenstack going on, at which they've got a lot of pieces pulling data together. They have those challenges into the insights of their organization, and they become lost in the data that's kind of swirling around there. And that's where that comes back to the okay, I want to make the right choice for my firm, because it is a long-term play. Because to your point, going through that conversion of an organization, there's a lift to that, and there should be an expectation in the market that when I make the decision of making that move, it needs to be the right move.
So many customers that we talk to have been burned so badly in the past with transitions or data not coming, name it. So I think for us, I mean, our co-founders have always really driven home the message of, putting people first, helping, build relationships. So we don't just turn it over and say, here's Tracker, have at it. We've got very hands-on implementation with consulting and looking at processes, and then, hey, let's figure out how we configure Tracker to match what you're already doing and optimize what you're doing. So for us, it's a very hands-on process getting our new customers up and running. So I think that helps a ton.
And that's one of the key things I tell everybody is that training, that customer service, because anybody that tries anything new, the recruiters are the first ones to get frustrated, because they're so used to doing the same thing over and over again. And I'm sure you see that. But that transition, if you have a great customer service and training program, I mean, sky's the limit.
Absolutely. They don't want anything to take them away from their day job, right? They don't want to have to lose half their day for 3 weeks. So I think just making sure that it's an easy process that they can hit the ground running is key for us.
Gotcha. And you said pretty much you will go from the small market all the way up to the enterprises, right? There's a fit for everybody.
Yes, we definitely have a sweet spot. And the sweet spot is both. So we have a lot of, startup companies that come to us that we work really well with that are just getting started building their business. And we've got companies that have got 300 recruiters that we work really well with. So we're super happy to have this product where it really can be customized to the needs, depending on the industry or the size, if it's contract or perm. So we really enjoy working with our customers, trying to find the right solution for them.
That's what it's all about. Do you guys have any real quick on a spot here, because we're always live, is a case study? Like anybody you've talked to in the last maybe 4 months, have you transformed their industry or their company into something like, wow, it made an impact?
Yeah. We've got on our website, a whole section dedicated to case study successes. One of the ones that kind of pops out at me is back in the pandemic, everybody was trying to learn how to do more with less. And it really took organizations to look inside and say, what are we doing? What are we not doing? And, how can we automate? And so we had a client that came to us and took a look at, their internal processes and realized that the Tracker automation tool would benefit them greatly in areas of their inconsistency and controlling what was going out, task management, and just that nurturing and finding talent and automating that process so the recruiters could spend more time focusing in on, being in touch with people versus those manual tasks. And, I think it leads into kind of where the market is today, because that's an area of which a lot of firms are looking at. And I think it's day 2. There's a whole session on what to automate when within the organization at the forum. So I'm actually looking forward to stopping in there and listening to what some of the other leaders in the industry are going to be focused on.
So true. And we all talk about the tech stack, but I got to tell you both, helping companies across the area, a lot of owners don't even know what a tech stack is. They just feel like they buy a couple things and try to put them together. It's like putting a car together with the wrong engine, it's like, and that's where we have to educate them on what, works with Tracker, what's good, how's it going to benefit you? Because I think at the end of the day, the tech stack's 100% great, but that core, Steve, that is the ATS. You got to have the core there to move everything else.
Yeah, I think that goes in light there, Richard, with evaluation process and how we approach it with a potential client, and how to sit down with them and really take a dive into, what are they using today, and lining that out for them, say, okay, here's kind of overlap and here's where you're missing in your stack and what you're doing. And oh, by the way, by consolidating in one unique platform, you're going to save X amount of dollars. Because to your point, firms are looking for not only, the soft cost benefits of efficiency, within the platform. They're also looking for some ROI and hard dollar costs when they're looking to make a move.
So true. And Ashley, I got to ask you, so like, when you see customers, what's some of the pain points you see when you go in there and you're trying to evaluate this?
Yeah. So, I mean, kind of like I was saying before, really, it's a lot of companies coming to us that have this Franken stack. I love that. And, they're wanting, they don't want to pay, $100 or whatever, say, for every single thing that they want to do. And so for us, it's the difference of having a robust system where it's truly Tracker. It's not Tracker plus something else. And we have very strategic integrations when we do partner with other software. So it's, combining Tracker with, the best of the best in tech. So it's a very well thought out platform. So pain points, systems that don't talk to each other, spending way too much money because they're having to pay for systems that don't talk to each other. Customer service, that comes up all the time. So
100%.
that's something that we'll always continue to invest in. All of our support team is local. They're available. So that makes a huge difference to every single one of our clients.
And I think to your point, Ashley, when you really talk about that service and being able to service back, and we kind of go back to that Frankenstack mindset, is that, when something breaks in between a Frankenstack, you're not dealing with just one support team. You have to deal with two different support teams. And at which, if one doesn't have the bandwidth to really get in and get something done, that's what leads to long ticket times in an organization not getting things fixed. Which in our organization, owning the majority of the tech in the software that we have allows us to be able to look into any issues that a client may have and get resolution in that same day with them, so that they don't stop their business moving. We're able to actually provide service to them. One of the highlights and feather in our cap is, our G2 reviews that we get around our service and support. I always like to believe the proof's in the pudding when somebody else talks about you, and, the market can kind of see that out there, that positive feedback we get around service.
I love what you said there, Steve. The whole goal is we don't sell anything. We're consulting with them first. If you're just going to sell them a product and just try to jam it in, that's not the way it is. You got to consult with them and see what they need.
Exactly.
What do you see on the market, like with recruiters? How do you see them changing? Like when you come in and you're implementing this system, how has it changed? Because we all know nobody wants change. What are you seeing on your end, Steve?
Yeah, no, I hear it. Change management is all part of the process and how you handhold them through that process and make a recruiter comfortable with the solution. Most of the time when I'm talking to people in market, one of their biggest challenges is getting adoption with the current systems that they have. They're not as user friendly, and so recruiters end up running out to straight to a job board to try and find talent that's probably already in system. And so when a recruiter can understand that within our platform that they can search ATS as well as any other platform out there, they can truly work within one platform, and that makes their life easier. They can also set up things from a recruitment and candidate search perspective so that it continues to look and automate that search for them when they're away from their desk. So I get feedback. It's really nice when I come in the next day and open up my system and realize the system has already found some people for me to go after and make phone calls to, versus me doing that process on my own.
Impact right off the bat. That's what's nice about it. When they come in, boom, it's right there.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, it's about making their lives easier, right? So the adoption comes naturally if they're coming from a process that sucks to a process that's awesome.
Yeah, and we won't talk about the processes that suck. We'll just leave that for another conversation.
And at the end of the day, this is still a people business, right? All the technology that we put forward into our a recruiter's hands, a salesperson's hands, at the end of the day, there still has to be that personal communication, that touch, that talk to with somebody on the other line. And all technology does is help them get to that conversation quicker.
It's like, I'm going to say it, Steve, it's like a protein shake. It's a supplement, man. It's a creatine for you. Basically, it is. Seriously, it is. But I will say one thing, and I like how you guys said that. So many people in our industry think that technology, they push it, it can solve everything. and they forget about the human connection, which, with me, I talk about that all the time. That human connection is never going to leave, man.
Right.
These people, these Gen Z still want to hug. They still want to talk to you. But that automation that you guys bring is going to make it quicker for me to get there and do the human connection.
Yep.
Exactly.
Okay. So any other final thoughts before we wrap this up and talk about, Miami? What else is going on? Anything new that you're going to be talking about at the booth or anything else?
Well, I think we keep that for the people who want to stop by. We can't give the whole show away.
Oh, man, Steve is smart. I was trying to cut out some little teasers there to be the first one to know it.
Too funny.
Okay, so we got to play this video. Ashley made this video. Steve, I love it already, man. You ready for it, buddy?
Definitely.
Yeah, we hot, man.
It's easy as 1, 2, 3. Now make it rock, let's ride.
Hip hop kids.
Man, I got to just say that's badass. And that gets
Shout
you
out
fired
to
up too.
Primo.com. They have an amazing app for creating videos.
Oh, that's just something to go. I mean, you guys are going to be pumped there. You got a whole team coming there. I can't wait to talk to all of you. I mean, I'm sure you're going to be doing demos and cool things like that and teaching everybody, how robust your system is. And plus, we're all going to do this in our flip-flops, right?
Oh, I can't wait. I cannot wait.
I can't wait either. And I'm going to throw this out there. This is what I'm coming for. If you see me out there, you're going to get a Landshark beer, and we're going to chat about recruiting, staffing, and everything else, man. It's all about having fun.
Yeah, it's going to be a good time.
We are going to have a good time. Hey, everybody, if you get a chance, check out Tracker. I'll be posting this all weekend long. They're going to be at the famous booth 324. You're not going to miss it. You'll see Big Steve down there, Ashley, and the team. And we're just going to have a blast, and we're going to teach you what an ATS CRM system is all about. Hey, guys, once again, thank you, man. I'll see you guys in 96 hours in Miami.
See you there.
Hey,
Take
thanks
care,
for-
guys.